Hello everybody, my next story is called A Weekend Outing with My Family, Part 1. A weekend outing with my family is never a boring, common Saturday night routine. Something always happens, someone ends up yelling, and "you'll never guess what happened today" are words often used by my mother to describe what should be, for most people, relaxing days of rest. A few weeks ago, I decided to go to the movies with my parents and a family friend. During the movies, despite my dad falling asleep, everyone was in a good mood. And afterwards, we all decided to get some tea at a local cafe. No big deal, right? I wish. It all started when my father wanted to get a caffeinated beverage. Boris, stop acting like a baby. You know you can't tolerate caffeine, especially this late at night, my mother proclaimed. Then, turning to me, she went on with her monologue. Your father doesn't have any sense. He doesn't care at all about his health. He treats his body like a garbage can, eating, drinking anything that he pleases, even if it's bad for him. Fine, get what you want, my dad snapped back and sat down at the table with his hands crossed and an annoyed expression on his face. My mom then decided to get one pot of tea for the four of us, and we sat down at a table to drink our pot of tea. Initially, my dad refused this tea, calling it tasteless junk. Well, it was herbal tea, probably not the tastiest thing in the world, so I had to bribe him by adding a few drops of honey into his cup, and then he agreed to drink it. In fact, his mood brightened up a bit. Boris wanted caffeinated tea, my mom began explaining to our friend, but he can't have any. Boris, why are you so senseless, huh? My mother asked. Stop it, I don't want anything, just be quiet, everything is fine, my father answered back, looking annoyed as usual. Gee, our awesome laid-back family friend replied. And so we had settled down, and with his honey-sweetened tea, my dad was engaged in conversation. All of a sudden, I noticed that my mother kept on putting her stirring stick in her mouth and picking out strands of sticky-looking remnants of what looked like Play-Doh. She kept on putting the pieces on the plate that held the tea. Moment after moment, I saw my mother reach into her mouth with the stirring stick, move it around her gum and teeth, and pull out strands of what I knew had to be gum, because this has happened before, from her mouth. It was as if she was removing a rabbit from a hat. Slowly, meticulously, she kept on removing these strands of gum. This continued for a good 5 minutes. Then she would place these strands of gum on the plate right next to the teapot so we could all enjoy looking at them. So generous of her. Gee, Tatiana, our friend asked, is that dental floss? No, it's organic gum that's stuck in my teeth, my mother answered. Alina, look at my mouth. I think it's stuck everywhere, she proclaimed. Gee, that's strange, our friend remarked. Yes, I said, the gum is stuck everywhere. What am I going to do? My mother asked with panic in her eyes. I don't know, go to the dentist, I said. This answer did not, however, satisfy her, and she continued to pull leftover strands from her mouth. Have you lost your mind? All of a sudden, my dad loudly announced with a crossed look on his face, at least put this gum on your napkin so we don't see it on the plate next to the teapot, he said. My mother then began to scrape the strands of gum from the plate, but they were stuck to it. It's evident, my father muttered, another performance. He calls my mom's daily adventure / occurrences performances. I'm not buying this gum anymore, my mother went on. Do we still have a lot of it left? She wondered. It's stuck in my teeth. Yes, mother, we get it. It's stuck. You don't have to keep on repeating it every 30 seconds. Shall we go to the emergency room? my father asked half jokingly. This is his usual response to our numerous situations. It's funny that the gum my mother bought that was stuck in her teeth was properly named Glee Gum and had a picture of a boy with a demented smile on his face frolicking in the woods. He was probably chewing this piece of gum while engaged in some sort of dance in the wilderness. It was organic gum after all. And I guess you're supposed to feel happy when chewing this gum because it doesn't have any additives in it. So what if it becomes entangled in your gums forever? That's really a small price to pay for not putting unnecessary additives that start with weird letters such as X into your body. As my mom continued to pick gum from her gums, sounds like a tongue twister. Say that 5 times. We realized that the coffee shop was closing. Instead of calling it a night and heading home, my father decided to try his luck of getting that blessed caffeinated beverage at another coffee shop. If you want to know what happens, stay tuned for part 2 of a weekend outing with my great family. I'll see you soon.